everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy to see that some of you who have been waiting all week got to be here. Welcome everybody. Let me just shuffle this while my cat loads. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for this Libra love predictions reading. Some of you are coming from the last stream, so I apologize for this repetitive message, but I do need to say it for those who are just joining us. In this video, we are going to be getting monthly love predictions for Libras, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus signs, or if you have strong Libra placements in your chart. You're more than welcome to stay if you're not a Libra and you are cross-watching. I just need you to know that I'm a very honest reader, so you may hear or see something you do not like. And consider that your warning. It's been an interesting morning. I just never know what's going to happen with the air signs. I know that y'all like clarity and facts and things to kind of be all laid out, so it shows in the readings. It shows in the readings. We'll see what comes through for you. It is technically still your birthday month, so a massive happy birthday to the Libras who are having birthdays in this October month. Without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to start by pulling 3 oracle cards from this deck, which will tell us the 3 main themes. If we get more than 1 card for a theme, just consider it to be a supplement card that helps me interpret the message of that theme. And then we're going to get specific messages and predictions with tarot before we get advice for each of the themes as well. So if a person's energy does pop up quite strongly, I'm going to be clarifying how that person is thinking and feeling towards you in the month ahead, what their energy towards you is like, and then we're going to get advice after. So I like to kind of get into their energy before I get advice in that theme, if that makes sense. So let's get into it. Welcome everybody. Oh my god, that is too funny. We have Seth Rogen in the chat. Love it. Happy birthday. Oh wow. 2 people having birthdays today. That is wild. Okay, let's see what we can get for you. What is happening for Libra in the month ahead? I'm staring at your sign because I have like an astrological calendar on my wall. I'm just staring at your sign in a small way. It's slightly distracting because the word I'm seeing is just balance. Balance. We have Mars coming out. Interesting. What is happening for Libra's love life in the month ahead? Mars. Oh, hello. Look at that. Gemini coming out with sextile. We're going to take them. Gemini and sextile. Interesting. It's a weird placement. Well, not weird, but it feels weird in your energy. It feels helpful for sure, but it feels like refreshing. That's why it's weird, because maybe you haven't had that energy up until now. What else can you tell Libra? Oh, we have 33 coming out for you. I know that Gemini is one of those signs that a lot of Libras attract, or at least are attracted to. Kind of like how, because you're a cardinal sign, I always feel like it's one of the other, if that makes sense. Like, and it always ends up being a more mutable sign. But for me, I seem to attract a lot of Tauruses more than Virgos as a Capricorn sun. I don't know, for some reason I'm getting a strong message here that a lot of you may be working with a Gemini to help your love life, or there could be like a friend that's helping you with your love life. Gemini could represent a friendlier sort of 3rd house energy of someone in your social circle. But at the back of the deck, we're seeing Midhaven as well. So what I'm kind of seeing so far with that bottom deck energy, I feel like your love life, I could see how you are trying to focus on someone very specific. I'm not picking up like casual messages for your group, I'm going to be honest. So if you are planning on keeping it casual, I don't know if that plan is going to last very long. I feel like I'm getting a strong sense of being drawn to one person and really trying to kind of work on something with them. And I don't know, because usually Libras like to kind of appear to be very kind of blasé, but y'all have plans. And when you put your head to something, you do it. So I kind of see that being happening in the month ahead. I do see you having some sort of plan. I don't know if it's foolproof or bulletproof, but it has solid steps and it has a solid intention behind it. And it feels like we're going to have a moment with this Mars energy to really go for what we want and to really kind of work on it and feel like we have a closer, like, what's the word? We have a close feeling of accomplishment. I see this Mars energy as a real attack on someone. I don't know if they're ready for it because this is a very determined energy. You've got some cardinal energy here with Mars and Midhaven, a strong feeling of direction and purpose. So let's delve into it, shall we? Let's have a look at this Mars energy for you. I'm almost nervous for the person that you're dealing with. I don't know if they're ready. I don't know if they're ready for what you're coming at them with. I think that whoever you're dealing with in love is going to be very surprised and pleasantly surprised. I could see you chasing someone, I'm not going to lie, with this energy. I could definitely see a friend getting in on it and really just kind of egging you on and nudging you forward when you get a bit shy or hesitant or uncertain. But I want to have a look at this Mars energy. What is going on for Libra with this Mars energy? What is happening with this Mars energy for Libra? Oh, we have the Five of Swords reversed and the Hierophant reversed. Isn't that interesting? 2 5s. Very resistant to change. You know what this is a feeling of? If things are going to change, it's changing on my terms. If anything is going to change, it's changing on my terms and my terms only. What is this Mars energy about for Libra? Why? Who hurt you? You're not leaving any room for error here. You know how I was saying like it may not be bulletproof? It's like, no, you're trying to be very careful. Look at this, the Hermit card. Some of you have been planning this for a while or thinking about it for a while. Okay, one more card because those two technically came out together. We have the Devil reversed and the Six of Cups with the World. I almost feel like there is someone that a lot of you are already interested in, and I could see how this Mars theme in the month ahead is about you trying to go for what you want, and it feels like you're trying to kind of orchestrate something that you've been thinking about doing for a while. You're kind of working on your courage and working on the logistics of this plan. But the goal here is to be able to close out a cycle with a sense of accomplishment and achievement. I'm also hearing completion. I feel like this is a case of you've just got to do something, otherwise you'll never know. And that feeling of never knowing is what is frustrating you to the point where you want to do something. I could also see how this is a win or lose situation in your mind. And so you're going to do everything you can to be the winner. You're going to do everything you can to kind of say what you need to say and do what you need to do. With the Hierophant being here and the Devil being here, I think that your tactics are a little questionable, I'm not going to lie. Only from the outside looking in. In your mind, it makes perfect sense. And to be honest, you don't owe explanations to anybody else. But I could see how there's a bit of like dirty tactics here. There's a little bit of an eye for an eye feeling, or the way that you kind of get this person's attention or you get them where you want them. It almost feels like a white lie is involved, or just kind of being very mischievous. And I'm getting a corrupt feeling as well. Oh, you're too cunning for your own good. Just no judgment. I could just see how this is very, I want to use the word cheeky. Like after the fact, it's going to be like, you really did that, Libra? You really fell? You faked a broken arm just so you could go to hospital on the shift that they were working? Like, what the hell? That's what it kind of feels like. Oh, it feels a little bit like you're telling a white lie in order to get the situation to evolve the way that you want it to. Let's clarify though. What else am I missing here? What else can you tell me about this energy for Libra? What is this Mars energy? It's literally that strong feeling of winning at all cost. I need to win at all costs. Why? What is happening? The Lovers card. Okay. That is a strong reason to want to do this. Some of you are feeling pushed to do this. You're worried that you could be losing your love interest, or that they're not thinking straight or seeing you clearly. I also just think that you're at a point in this connection where you want to start making bigger decisions and taking more action and just kind of being a more kind of important figure in this person's life, because it feels like someone that's already in your life. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not seeing a sign of a new person. It feels like someone that you already have attraction to at the time that you're seeing this reading. Is there anything else you can tell us about this Mars feeling? This Mars theme. We have another Seven of Wands. I won't give up. I'm hearing that song, No, I Won't Back Down. We have the Hermit card again reversed. So there is a strong feeling of needing to do something here because it feels like the next step in this connection. It feels like the ball is in your court, or that it is your opportunity to kind of prove yourself. You do feel a little bit kind of pushed into this, but I can also see with the Hermit card that you've thought about this, and it just feels like if you don't do something, you're just going to be stuck where you're at. And it feels like there is a gap here that you need to cover in order to kind of get to where you want with this person. So I am seeing like there being risk involved. Like it feels a bit risky to kind of step up and do this and really kind of try to win in this situation and maybe fight for this person, because there's a strong sense of you really at all costs going for what you want here. But I also think that you've spent enough time weighing all of this out, and this just seems to be the next logical step. We're having strong Mercury energy here with the Hermit and the Lovers card. So a strong feeling of I've thought about this for too long, like for long enough. I need to do this. I do think that your communication may come across in a way where this person, you're going to try to do it in a way where this person has no choice. Like it does feel like it's a little bit strategic in a slightly manipulative way, if that makes sense. We have the World card again at the back of the deck. So strong themes are completion, achievement, trying to kind of get out of a feeling of being stuck, spending a lot of time thinking about this, planning this, needing to have courage in order to do this, winning at all costs, trying to make the necessary changes. It does look a little bit crazy from an outside perspective, but you don't need to answer to anybody. There is a strong desire here to be successful and to let this person see, or almost force them to see things from your point of view. I do think that you believe the ball is in your court with this. I'm getting that this theme is mostly about you though. Like I'm not getting a strong feeling from them yet. Should we? Yes, I think we should. Early. Let's do it early. Okay, let us have a look at how this person is thinking and feeling about you. This one that you're very determined. Oh, Libra. I underestimate Libras all the time. I think a lot of people do. Y'all just come through with this real sweet, charming demeanor. I think a lot of people label Libras as like the good guys. I'm not saying you're not, but you just get underestimated a lot, in my opinion. What is this person thinking and feeling towards Libra in the month ahead? Wow. Yeah, this person is seeing you in your devilish energy. How is this person thinking and feeling towards Libra in the month ahead? Ah, all the cards. How is this person thinking and feeling? Okay, so you've come out now, justice being here. And we also have, okay, that's helpful. We have the Devil card, the Eight of Teacups. We also have the High Priestess. We have the Knight of Chopsticks. So chopsticks are wands, teacups are cups. We have Temperance reversed. And we have Justice upright. So I think that this person does want balance with you. They are looking for a clear sign of peace. But I feel like this person is feeling very restless in your connection. There's giving me feelings of like being frustrated, and I feel like this person has tried to be patient with you. Look, two of chopsticks at the back of the deck. But I also feel like this person has hit a point where they are feeling frustrated with the situation. And I think you're picking up on that, which is why you're having to kind of get into the energy that you're in. This person is feeling like the situation has been manipulated. I do think that for some of you, this person doesn't know entirely what you want with them, and maybe that's why you're having to enter this Mars energy. I'm hearing Enter the Dragon. Okay, some Bruce Lee fans maybe. But I do think with this Knight of Chopsticks reversed, this Devil energy is about this person not really knowing what you want from them. They do question the reason behind your attention in the month ahead, because they feel like this is something that you only want for physical reasons, or they feel like this connection is very indulgent and is more kind of focused on one specific, especially if you only see them in one specific setting. Like, I'm getting that this person may only see you when you're intoxicated, or you may only see them when they're in this one place, and they're just kind of questioning what you actually want from them. I feel like this person is seeing you as someone who is or has in the past been quite in power, if that makes sense. I don't know if you would see that. I don't know if you would believe that they've been so powerless most of the time. But I almost feel like this person has been kind of waiting for you. And in terms of your connection in the month ahead, they are in a position of trying to decide, like, how much longer can I stay where I'm at before I need to start searching for my happiness elsewhere. I do feel like this person is going to try to be patient, but I can see in the month ahead them running out of patience. And I can see in the month ahead them questioning the signs and wondering if the best way to move forward is just to kind of leave things where they're at with you and try to move forward. So that's where I think you end up getting into this Mars energy, because you're like, shit, I've really pushed this person to their limits. Is there any confirming messages about who this person is to Libra? Anything else you can say to help confirm who this person is to Libra? Yeah, I'm going to double check, Jordan. Is there anything you can tell? We have the Fool. Okay. Who is this person to Libra, Spirit? Any confirming messages? Seven of Teacups. We have the Page of Teacups, and we have the Eight of Ingots. I want to say that for most of you, this person is giving me a really kind of naive vibe. Someone who doesn't really know how to move things forward with you, so they've just kind of been in this lurch energy. I definitely feel like they don't have a strong sense of control. Like, they feel like even if they may be more mature or older, they're giving me a naive, youthful energy. They're giving me this feeling of, well, you're the one that's kind of directing this. I'm just going with what you say and do. And I feel like this is someone who isn't an initiator, or they're not kind of the one who instigates. They've just been in a waiting energy of waiting to see what you choose. I do think that they are one of your options in love. I'm getting that for most of you, even if you really, really wanted this person, they're not your only option in love. They seem to be the more naive option, the one who has been just kind of like waiting for you to do something. And they're giving me a strong sense of you don't have a lot of baggage with this person. So if they are an ex, you would have left on pretty even, in the sense of, as far as you're concerned, you don't technically owe anything to them. If you were to try to keep trying and pushing with this person, it's because you want to know if anything could happen in the future. It's not because you feel like you owe them anything. Like, I'm getting a strong feeling of like, this person feels fresh. They feel so fresh, they're slightly naive. They don't know you well enough to know all your idiosyncrasies and all the little quirks that make you. So they don't really know how to move this situation forward. They're left kind of waiting for you to instigate and initiate. This feels like someone who is coming across as kind of optimistic and keen, but somewhat naive in terms of they are underestimating you and they don't know you well enough to know your game, if you have a game when it comes to love, or just your little quirks when it comes to how you show that you're interested in someone genuinely. Especially with the Knight of Wands reversed at the back of the deck, I don't think this is a solid ex. This would be someone who things never really got off the ground with before, where it was just kind of leaving each other in a gray area, but you don't feel like you have a strong enough connection to them in which you owe them anything. That's what this is kind of giving me. Just a really this person just, yeah, I feel like they have misread you at times. Like when you wanted to be chased, they saw it as, well, they just want space. And it's like, no. People that know this Libra know that when they do that, it means that they want you to chase them. They want you to show them that you're interested in them genuinely, not to give them space. So let's get advice now. And what is the advice for this theme? Because it feels a lot like a game, I'm not going to lie. It feels like a lot like a cat and mouse game, and at the end of the day, the ball is in your court, and your energy seems to be to really sort of push through this. What is the advice here for Libra with this Mars energy? We have the gallery of those who came before. To be honest, Brittany, I could see how this could be a brand new person because they don't seem to know you as well as other people who you've dealt with. The only way I could see that applying to you is if in the month ahead you do start to develop strong feelings, like literally within the next week for somebody. So if that doesn't resonate, then this theme won't apply to you at all, because we're starting from a feeling of I need to do this because I've become really attached to this person and I want to know where things go. So if you don't feel that way in the next week, then I don't think this theme will apply to you. We also have inside looking out in the reverse position. We have gifts from the past. Okay. At the back of the deck, we have the all-knower reverse. There is a strong connection to your past here. And I feel with these cards reversed, there's a strong feeling of you letting go of your past here in order to move forward. I do think that this is a case of trying to move forward without a sense of regret. And so needing to do things so that you don't regret it, like needing to kind of take this action or say this what's been on your mind and talk about what you've been feeling. But I don't get it as a feeling of like I've been hiding this from you. It's more of like I've been thinking and this is what I want to say. And I do think that a lot of this has to do with you kind of getting closure, but I also think that it's not the kind of closure that you would have when you're talking with an ex. It's more of a feeling of like my development has gotten me to this point where I know now that if I'm interested in someone, I need to tell them and I need to kind of do it or I'm going to miss out. That's what this feels like. It could feel like a repeat of a previous cycle that you've experienced with somebody else who you were interested in. And when you chose to just kind of let the situation go into a negative space of gray areas, you ended up missing out. So I feel like a lot of this theme is about trying not to miss out on this opportunity with this love interest in the month ahead and just really going for, despite the fact that you don't have all the information, really going for it and pushing yourself to take the action instead of waiting for them to chase you. That's what it feels like. So let's have a look at your second theme now. We have this Gemini sextile energy, and the main thing I was getting was let your friends help you. I see this sextile as a weird like partnership almost, of like having someone kind of support you. But for others of you, it could be about letting an app help you with your love life, letting something technological help you with your love life. I do see this as you kind of putting yourself out there if you're a single Libra, But I also think that if you're in a relationship, communication is going to be your strongest weapon. And it feels like this is about really kind of facing your challenges and finding solutions for them. Um, I almost see how a lot of you are going to need to keep communication open with a love interest in the month ahead. Otherwise, they're going to get in their heads and feel like you're creating distance and space, and you're going to notice those kind of patterns of behavior repeating with them. What is happening with Libra, with this Gemini sextile energy in their love life? We have the Magician card coming out. Okay, a lot of communication here. A lot of communication. Even just a lot of texting. Four of Wands, especially if you're at a distance to your love interest, trying to find ways to keep communication open. But I do see this as you again having a lot of the power. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, at the back of the deck we have the Two of Pentacles reversed. So Libra, this theme is really about putting the right steps in place to get what you want when it comes to love. I definitely see the active manifestation that some of you were talking about here. But I feel like we got to take this out of the idea phase and start to actually take action towards that manifestation. I could see how this is about being balanced though. Like, I don't see you just putting all this effort in and hoping that somebody else is going to reciprocate. I feel like if you do take action or put in effort, it's because it's for a person who you know is going to give as much as you give. And it's because you're putting effort into something that you know is going to pay off in the long term. I could see technology playing a role in your love life here, or of close friends. And the goal seems to be to take steps towards something that you really want. I am going to see if there's any messages about sextile in the book for you, just in case. Oh, here, straight away. Okay, so we are upright. Let's have a look at key terms: useful, balanced, intellectual, and Venusian. That is you. You have some Venus placements. In light, sextile encourages us to expand our horizons and work towards our goals. Functionality comes from this connection in the positive. Sextile gives reciprocal supportive energy to the planets in question. We need to consciously work with the power of our sextiles, calling them to action when we need them to be engaged. Two planets that are sextile to one another are stimulated by their relationship and oriented toward taking deliberate action. So that very much feels like what I was picking up on, but I also could see how this sextile, because it's an aspect within astrology of how two planets kind of align in your chart, I feel like this is you and someone else that you're talking to, and there does seem to be this feeling of either getting to know each other, it's still fresh, or trying to get to know where this is headed to and putting proper plans in place with this Knight of Pentacles energy. I really feel like the only other thing we're missing here with the Four of Wands reversed is the two of you do need to kind of hash something out. You don't seem to be on the same page. And if this is about a friend helping you with your love life, what they want for you may not be what you want. I do want to clarify this energy with my second deck. Is there anything I've missed for Gemini, for Libra with this Gemini energy? Is there, oh, look at this. Queen of Swords reversed. Is there anything I've missed for Libra with this Gemini sextile energy? Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles. This is beautiful. This is really, like, what's the word? Balanced energy for you. If you have Libra placements, I really feel like you're trying to work together with someone, and this feels like your love interest, but I could also see you talking about them to your friends, talking about them to your close loved ones, your trusted family members, and just kind of saying like, I see a lot of promise here, and getting advice, and it feels like the advice that they give you is very helpful, but you're able to kind of turn it into specific words of action within your connection. I really feel like a lot of you are going to be working on a relationship in the month ahead and really trying to make changes so that the relationship fits in with what you both want. Like, it feels like that partnership word just keeps coming back for you. And I was seeing that word balance at the beginning of your reading. So I think that this is what that word was referring to. Even if with this Magician card, this is a brand new person, I feel like from the beginning of this connection, the two of you are going to really try to keep communication open and to really hash things out, to work together. It feels like you're very supportive of one another. And I want to say that there are plans being put in place here with the Knight of Pentacles. We could see ourselves kind of growing forward. Look, we have the Justice card coming out now. You have Justice twice. So this love interest is seeing you as someone that they want to kind of come into a balanced state with, a sense of harmony with. And for you, you're definitely looking at things long term with them and trying to figure out ways that you can be more balanced in this connection with them. And an active manifestation is playing a role here, but we're not just staying in that intention space. We're trying to turn this into reality. And with the Queen of Swords reversed, we are a little bit out of our depths. We are asking for advice where possible, and we are at times struggling to see the bigger picture, but we're just doing our best with the information that we have. It doesn't feel like there's anything that we're doing wrong. I just feel like as we step into this theme, we're not really doing it with a lot of experience or with all the answers. We're just doing the best with what we have. Three of Wands at the back of the deck. So your bottom deck energies are showing me a sign of trying to find balance, having little ups and downs, I'm not going to lie, mostly around little things, especially if you're using technology to maintain communication. There could be times where you're not able to be as active as you want to with your communication. I almost feel like the Two of Pentacles is reversed because time zones, you know, things like that, or work schedules could be off, or somebody could be needing to kind of focus more on this. But I do feel like with the Gemini and the Magician being here, there's a strong feeling of you and somebody else both working hard at this together and both wanting to make sure that you're giving as much as the other. It feels very balanced. So what is the advice for Gemini in this theme? What is the advice for Gemini with this theme? Oops. Excuse me, I'm getting confused now calling you Gemini. What is the advice for Libra with this Gemini theme? I've got Justice staring me in the face down here, like, say it again. Sorry, Libra, not Gemini. Just getting it thrown into that Magician energy, to be honest with you. Like, this Magician is just so, like, dedicated. And a Magician energy can feel very, what's the word, like hypnotizing as well. What is the advice for Libra spirit with this theme? Oh, wow. Happy early birthday, Emrose. We have dependency coming out reversed. All these cards are just going everywhere. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Let's see. I hope I can. It's kind of fallen in a weird way where I might not be able to get all the cards back. There we go, I got it. Okay. Let's try that again. What is the advice for Libra in this theme, Spirit? We have share tenderness reversed. Interesting. And we have your light upright. So the advice is very much around balance and making sure that you're not over giving in this theme. Making sure that whatever you do is coming from a space of this is a collaborated effort. It's not just about me. It doesn't just take one person to make a healthy relationship. And I do feel like these are just little reminders. I don't think that this is a warning or a strong message of advice. I think it's more of encouragement and just little reminders along the way of where your actions should be coming from. Just making sure that you're not overgiving. We have stay back, so having boundaries where needed as well, and feeling confident in saying no. Regardless of how much you like this person, if you do need your space, or if you do need to say no, if you do need to reschedule, if you can't always be at the phone messaging and calling, feel confident enough to say that. And if you don't, then that's probably a little bit of a red flag that needs to be assessed, because I am seeing that your advice with the bottom deck energy is to not be afraid to have boundaries and times when you need to say no. I think that that is coming into the message, because I could see how you're someone who, when you have a lot of free time, you'll be able to really kind of get into this and offer a lot to this situation. But if something else pops up in your life and all of a sudden you're being pulled in that direction, I could see you kind of needing to focus on something outside of this, and this person needing to be able to understand that about you, especially with your light here. I do feel like you have a lot to offer, Libra, and you're not going to realize that 100% until you get into this situation. And then you're going to recognize how much you have to give to the person that you're interested in, and how much of like a form of stability you offer them. I really see you helping this person and them almost not realizing how much they need you until you have to kind of step back and focus on something else for a little while. And this could be like 2 months down the line, but I just think that you enter this feeling like you're the one that needs to kind of prove yourself and portray this confident, successful image, when a little while in, you're going to realize, actually, like, I have a lot to offer in this situation. And I may have not been seeing myself in the most accurate light in the beginning. So your light is saying as advice to keep your sense of passion and purpose on other aspects of your life, as well as whatever this is, because it is exciting, but it also feels like it's filling up a lot of like blank space in your life. And once you kind of get pushed into pursuing something else, you can keep this going with the right boundaries. That's what it feels like. It almost feels like something that started as a summer fling, and then you go back to reality and you're trying to kind of figure out how to make it work, if that makes sense. You're both trying to figure out how to make the long-term work in this theme. So let's have a look at your last theme now. The 33 card reversed. It does feel like this is where your path goes from being wide open, expansive horizon to something very, very specific that you need to focus on. So let's see what tarot can tell us about this theme in love. What is this 33 theme reversed for Libra? We have the 7 of Swords in the reverse position. We also have the 8 of Pentacles. We have Strength and the 4 of Cups. Okay. At the back of the deck, we have the 9 of Wands. I wonder if this theme is about trying to figure out if the person that you have started talking to is willing to work on the things that you want to work on as well. I do think that for those who are still very single and keeping it casual, and who may be afraid of feeling like you are entering a relationship too soon, the person who you're spending a lot of time with, and this is just a general theme, but it definitely applies to a specific relationship, it feels like this theme is about needing to be honest needing to show consistent action and effort, and trying to kind of figure out whether you're both willing to put in the work. Because I could see how, based on this energy, it'll start to feel like only one person is really trying. And it's not the kind of lack of effort that comes from a lack of interest. You know that this person is still interested, but it just feels like someone is not putting enough effort in based on what they want. They've kind of got comfortable or complacent, or they've just gotten used to this Mars energy, and they were expecting you to kind of continue pushing and pursuing and chasing. So I wonder if you are either getting bored of having to be so go and on and Mars orientated, or if the person that you're dealing with has just become so used to you being the instigator, the initiator, and the action orientated person. Let's get some more tarot to clarify. What is this 33 energy about for Libra? I do see someone getting bored over here, and I feel like that's you because we're talking about your energy. What is going on with this 33 energy for Libra? Is there any other confirmation or information we need to know? We have the 5 of Swords now. So I see someone, I am seeing someone slowly withhold communication and start to kind of stop answering so quickly and stop messaging so quickly, because they're realizing that if they don't say anything, like the conversation just ends. We're also being shown the 10 of Wands. Yeah, feeling like they're the only one carrying this. So take it as it resonates. I feel like it's you, Libra, because you have Mars here. We have the World card reversed. This is happening in the month ahead, though. Is there anything else they need to know? The 8 of Pentacles again reversed, yeah. And the King of Swords. You're realizing that there's an aspect of a connection here that feels very one-sided. And I think that if you do resonate as being very, very single and not really having a love interest in the month ahead, what you're most afraid of is starting something and being the only one that's continuing it in the talking phase. I feel like the overall energy here is someone feeling like they carry the weight of the connection. And that's why this theme feels so important, because this is the one that is happening on the surface. This is the one that's happening internally. It feels like internally we're worried about being the only one that's communicating, being the only one that's trying to put an effort in, being the only one that's being patient and really trying. And you're going to get really bored and annoyed and frustrated with the fact that you may be in this initiator energy all the time. I could see you getting frustrated with your love interest because you are recognizing how you've kind of taught them to behave like this because you've been so action orientated, but you're unable to understand how they have just not been able to see that this was always a temporary effort. Like it takes two to tango. So I feel like this theme is playing out a major potential challenge, and that's where this theme over here is going to be helpful, because you need to remind yourself not to overgive and to make sure that this balance is the answer and the focus. Even though you can technically do anything you put your mind to, doesn't mean you should have to. And we have the King and the Queen of Swords out here. So I feel like there is an enabling energy here within your love life, and just trying to set the tone right, trying to set the right theme in your love life, and trying to set the right expectations with these 8 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands. Otherwise, you're going to feel overburdened by the wrong expectations. You're going to feel overly responsible for the kind of behavior that you're trying to avoid long term. You're going to burn out. So this connection can't move forward, and a major theme in your love life is entering connections that can't move forward because your partners, your love interests are going to become reliant on your can-do attitude, your ability to kind of push through and make this happen through your efforts, your constant communication, and the fact that when you put your mind to something, you don't give up easily. So it's really about setting the right tone with your major love interest in the month ahead, whether you're just getting to know them or whether you have already sort of started something with them and you're trying to restart this in the right way, or you're trying to get it off the ground in the right way. I do feel like this is a major, what's the word, cautionary message of be very careful. Make sure you have the right boundaries and you're not overgiving to the point where that's all they expect from you. Especially if it becomes a trend. And, you know, 2 months in, the only identity you have with this person is that you're very generous and you are someone that likes to be in control. Then they're just going to assume that you always are the initiator, the instigator. So what is the closing advice in this theme for Libra? Oh, hi, Anchal. Thank you so much for joining. We have hiding coming out in the reverse position. Thank you for dropping in. I hope you're well. What else do we have? Weight of truth. Oh, wow. Hiding reversed. The weight of truth. Honestly, that is like key Libra energy, in my opinion. The weight of truth. Oh, my days. Look at this. Like, literally, this judiciary legal professional just standing there with the weight of truth in their hands. Oh my gosh. I'm also hearing the weight of judgment. Okay. Gifts to the portal. And stay back is still at the back of the deck. So boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. I definitely feel like with hiding reversed, we have to be honest about this, especially with the weight of truth coming out as well. This is an issue that the sooner we address it, the easier it's going to be to talk about. It becomes more uncomfortable and awkward the longer we leave it. And then before we know it, we're in like a 5-year relationship and the person that we're with has never cooked dinner or cleaned the house. Like, just be very careful about setting the tone in a wrong way of this person expecting you to be the responsible one, the in charge one, the initiator, the one who does the chasing, the one who does the doing. I definitely think your advice is about tackling this head on and being honest from the beginning. Don't shy away from it just because it's easier, because over time it's going to become very oppressive and it's going to be overburdening. With gifts to the portal, I do think that this is something that you could address within your nature, if that makes sense, especially if you're someone that doesn't like confrontation. There is a way to talk about this by choosing the right setting, the right language, the right time, so that it doesn't feel like a confrontation. I see gifts to the portal as a way of making this easier on yourself by being kind of opportunistic and being strategic in a way. And that's why I think we have the King of Swords here too, being strategic and fair and balanced and understanding. I think gifts to the portal is talking about getting support from someone as well. Like, someone who knows you well may be able to say, well, Libra, you know that, you know, if you leave this too long, this is what's going to happen. I think you should do this then, and this is how you should say it. And it's like you're getting support by knowing yourself better, knowing how to best deal with this within your nature so that it's not too uncomfortable and awkward, especially because I feel like you're having this conversation with someone you really care about. And when you're in the right energy, you want to be able to kind of shower them with acts of service and affection. But when you're not, when you're just a regular person and you don't have a lot to give, like, you want to feel like you're being showered with acts of service and affection as well. So I do think that it's about knowing your nature so that you can explain that to whoever it is that you're dealing with. That is what I'm seeing for you, Libra, when it comes to your love life in the month ahead. I hope that was helpful. I hope that answers the questions you may have had, or that fills in the gaps and helps you feel well informed when it comes to your love life in the month ahead. I hope at the very least it was just confirming of what you already knew. If this didn't resonate 100%, you may have messages in your moon or Venus signs, because this is a love reading. I just want to quickly thank all of you for being here live. Thank you so much to those who are watching afterwards as well. I really appreciate all of your support, all of your energy. It means a lot. I'm going to end your reading here, and I will be starting Aquarius's love reading in the next 10 minutes. Thank you so much once again, and I will wish you a prosperous, successful, abundant, happy, joyful month ahead. I hope to see you very, very soon. Bye.